Coding world might glorify technical mastery, but over the last 20 years in the industry, I've met a lot of software developers, and the most successful ones are not the coding machines, they're not the technical gurus. Surprisingly, it's the ones that have mastered these non-technical skills. So today we're going to look at the top 5 soft skills that you need to master in order to be a great software developer and ways you can actively work on improving them. First one is adaptability. The tech industry is constantly evolving, constantly changing. As a software developer, you need to accept that the framework that you're working on now and that you've become really proficient in, and if you've spent the last 5 years becoming a legend at it, you need to realize in a few years' time, that framework is going to be old news. No one's going to use it anymore. There's going to be something better out. You're going to have to throw that all knowledge all away and start again with a brand new framework. This is exceptionally soul destroying and something I myself have personally struggled with over the 5 or 6 major technologies that I've had to learn and throw away. The best way to combat this feeling is to actively embrace the change. Look forward to the new technologies, actively want to learn the new technologies. This will give you the power and the confidence to keep moving on in the field, as opposed to the mindset of trying to hold on to technologies you're familiar with and comfortable with. Research the new topics, actively go out there, read blog posts, read books, watch YouTube videos, subscribe to channels like this, and just stay curious about what's out there. Next one is problem-solving skills. Well, it's more of problem identification. This is really how to identify what is actually wrong as opposed to the way to fix it. So often developers are focused on fixing what they think is the problem rather than first making sure they've identified the real problem, the root cause. You end up spending a lot of the time fixing the symptom and then not curing the actual disease. This is listening, paying attention to what users report, error messages, what people are saying about what has happened in that situation. Learn to ask insightful questions that's going to give more information about what the situation was or what the problem is. When speaking to users, try and put yourselves in the position of the user so that you can understand the problem that they are dealing with. Next one is interpersonal skills and communication. While communication is just a fundamental skill across the board, being able to communicate clearly to your teammates and to your superiors about your progress, about your roadblocks, about potential problems that you're encountering, those skills are fantastic. And as far as the interpersonal skills, just be nice. Being nice in the workplace just has loads of benefits as a software developer. If you're unpleasant or difficult to work with, nobody's going to want to give you those nice projects. Nobody's going to want to help you when you're struggling with something. Your teammates are going to be less tolerant of the technical mistakes you make. They're not going to give you exposure to interact with the clients if you're an unpleasant person. Being nice, smiling to people, being friendly goes a long way throughout your career. And then there's time management. Learning how to predict how long a task is going to take you to complete is absolutely key. If you are telling your superiors that something is only going to take 2 weeks, if it is actually 4 weeks worth of work, you're going to be the one suffering, working long hours, stressing about it to try and get that job done in the amount of time that you've promised your bosses. Conversely, if you've overcompensated for the amount of time that you've predicted that it's going to be. If you say something is going to be a month, whereas it only takes you 1 week to do, you're going to lose your integrity with your teammates and your superiors. A good way to get better at this is to actively take note on how long your smaller tasks take. So be aware of how long the planning phase takes, and be aware how long your UI code takes. Be aware how long it takes for you to test your code. And while every problem is different, you will soon find out which areas in the process you end up struggling with or seems to be taking longer than others. Learning to prioritize your tasks as well can be a really big help. Is something important? Is something urgent? Prioritize the things that are both urgent and important first. Block out dedicated time to work on the things that take you longer. Look at ways you can improve your productivity. Utilizing planners, calendars, and to-do lists also are a big help. And then there's accountability. Build trust and respect both with your teammates and your superiors. Reliability goes a long way, and this ties in back to the time management topic. Being responsible for your decisions means a lot. Can you deliver on the promises you've made? Can you meet the deadline in the same way that you said I will meet it? Have you tried to exceed the expectations in the quality of your work? Think about what your team leader is going to say when you've delivered some work. When you submit a pull request, think, what are the things my team lead is going to say before that? Make and address those before you actually submit the pull request. Own up to your mistakes. There's going to be a lot of them. Take responsibility for the mistakes you've made, own up to them, work on ways of improving them in the future. Last thing you want to do is blame someone else or make somebody else feel responsible for something that you could have prevented or you may have caused. So there's some soft skills to focus on to be a better developer. I've got a video up here that will actually give you some technical tips on how to be a better developer. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.